Bio-Guarani medicinal plant Bojanana by Enzo Tsao. Some of the basic information of my plant, the yerba buena, is that his scientific name is the Mentha spicata. In English, it will be the peppermint. In Spanish, la yerba buena. Guarani, I couldn't find it, and it's a pojarosa, which is a plant that is refreshing. The way you should plant it is that you use a seed or stolons which are placed under the soil. Next, what will happen is the germination, which begins between 10 and 30 days after sowing has passed. And now the plant blooms, which happens between 60 to 90 days. Then the fruiting begins, also between 60 and 90 days after cycle 3, which is the plant blooms. And finally, the maturation, which is when the leaves are greener and the aromatic between 30 and 60 days after cycle 4, which is the fruiting. The physical characteristics of my plant is that it's a herbaceous plant that reaches up to 30 centimeters in height. It has very aromatic leaves of lanceolate shapes, which means that it has leaves that are spear shaped, that are close, glabrous, and hairy on the underside. The glandulosas that measure up to 3 millimeters long can be lilac, pink, or white. The peppermint has extensive and invasive roots. The peppermint has 2 ways of playback methods. One is the seed and one is the stems. The seed is when fertile and well-drained soil after they germinate between 10 and 30 days after the seed was sown. And the stem method is where you cut the stem from the mother plant and place in water until it develops roots. It is then planted in fertile, well-drained soil. Some medicinal properties of my plants is that the ailments that are used to treat with this plant, the yerba buena, is the abdominal pain, bad breath, akarasu, symptoms of tsuru, arthritis, and dysmenorrhea. Take for example the abdominal pain. We use the peppermint to help relax the pain of the muscles of the gastrointestinal tract, which will help relieve discomfort and pain. Because this plant treats the parts that you are in pain, like the abdominal pain. And the abdominal pain occurs when the pain receptors in your abdominal respond to mechanical and chemical stimuli, like stretching, compression, or twisting. These types of pain happen when you feel discomfort in the area between your chest and pelvis, caused by gas pains, indigestion, or a pulled muscle. One of the properties of my plant, the yerba buena, is that they are composed with 6 components: the pulegone, menthol, menthene, menthenone, limonene, and flavonoids. The pulegone, which has insecticidal and pesticide properties. The menthol relieves pain, insect bites, and sunburn. Menthene and menthenone has the mint aroma, and limonene contains a strong citrus aroma and antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Flavonoids, which has antioxidant, antimicrobial, healing, and anti-proliferative properties. Now for the infusion lab, I will be using the infusion method for my plant. Start with the infusion lab. We're gonna smell how the plant smells raw. It has a minty, refreshing smell and green. We're gonna put that during in the lab. Minty, refreshing, and greeny smell. After we had scented and described what the leaves smell like raw, we're gonna after the infusion we're gonna describe the smell of the water after we strain it. As you can see, I have my plant, the yerba buena. I have fresh hot water and a strain. So what I'm gonna do is the infusion lab. I'm gonna open it and take one of the leaves, some leaves, and just gonna sink it under this hot boiling water. So now that it's closed, we're gonna be waiting 15 minutes. Alright, now that 15 minutes have passed, we're gonna open this and see what the leaves smell like. We're gonna strain it. Ooh, it's hot. There's no color in the water, but I gotta say, the smell has changed. Yeah, the leaves, the smell changed. It's like it's like as if their smell has disappeared. Now I just smell water. Interesting. So I'm gonna put after now that we have completed the lab, let's go back to the presentation. Alright, now that we have finished the infusion lab, let's go ahead and take a look at the recommendations I would recommend if you want to plant this plant the yerba buena. Growing and cultivation recommendations for my plants. So if you want to plant this plant in the future for your terrarium or something, you gotta make sure these four things when planting: the location, the soil, the plantation, and the irrigation. So for the location, it is preferred that you plant it partial shade or total, because it gotta stay fresh, right? And for the soil, when planted, it should be well dug and without large clods. For the plantation, you gotta make a hole as deep as the root ball, but 2 times wider. Then you gotta space the plants. You gotta space it out from 1 meter to 1.5 meters. Then for the irrigation, when planted, water just once a week if it's in summer and if it doesn't rain. If it doesn't rain, you don't need to plant it because this plant just needs 1 centimeter of water every week. And for the maintenance, just spray the leaves when they are dusty and cut the stems when they are too long or they have grown too much. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you again. Peace out.